Ah, good. Hello, good morning. Tilsidya, online students. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Jay, Shri, Kavya, Monica, Naveshri, Nitya, Pranati, Swati, Varshini, Vinayaka.
Yes, sir.
I hope all of you are present and not sleeping. So, how many of you revised yesterday's class? How many of you revised yesterday's class, and how many of you read yesterday's newspaper or the article which I told you to read? ಓದಿದ್ರ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಓದಿ ಅಂತ. ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು ಓದಿದ್ರೇನಪ್ಪ? ಆಫ್ಲೈನ್ ಕಾಣ್ತಾರೆ ನನ್ನ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ, ಬಟ್ ನೀವು ಕಾಣಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ. So I am more concerned about you guys. So did you guys read the article which I mentioned you to read? At least did you guys revise it? Whatever I did in the last class. Revision ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? See, there are some harsh truths. If I don't say it, but use ಆಗಲ್ಲ. So did you guys revise it? What is the article for scheduled caste? Come in.
341, sir.
And what else? What else you know about that? Okay, scheduled caste. Who can declare? Who can denotify?
Denotify only the parliament, declare president and parliament both.
Denotifying by only by the parliament. Which article? Article 341. What about Article 342? What about 340? 340? Anyone knows about Article 340? In Article 340, it's about power of president. Okay, where he can set up any committee regarding backward class. Okay, he can set up a committee regarding inquiry regarding backward classes. Okay, it's fine. We'll come back to it. So, what else we discussed in the last class? At least make some eye contact and say what's happening. Just don't write anything right now. We had a whole day yesterday. You can write there. But what else we discussed in last class? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರು? ಸುಮತ್. ಏನಾ ಸುಮತ್? ಓಕೆ. ನೀವು? ರಾಹುಲ್. ನೀವು? ಕಾವ್ಯ. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಹೇಳಿ. What? Huh? Taxation. Oh, okay. What do you think of direct tax? What do you think of indirect tax?
Tax incidence.
Example?
Income
Okay. What about indirect tax?
tax incidence. Tax.
Example?
GST.
Okay. GST is an indirect tax. Okay. What else we discussed? ಮತ್ತೆ discuss ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. Bipolar elections. Okay. What about bipolar elections? What do you know about bipolar elections? Which act and Rupa Act of 1951. Then what else about bipolar elections?
One. One will be better. So
Then they can't break up. One of the reasons for bipolar elections. Okay. Okay. ಯಾವ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಪಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ? At like no, what is the duration of maximum duration to grant bipolar elections?
6
Okay. Is it mandatory?
last.
Missed it. Okay. Anything else we discussed? Collegium system. Okay. What else? See, all the students are ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಏನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ. Are you guys revising it? If you are not revising it, it's a waste of class. At the same time, it's a waste of your notes. Okay. Five crackers. Work ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ green crackers ಬಗ್ಗೆ? Did you all work on green crackers? I gave one work now.
Yes, sir.
What are green crackers? What did you study about green crackers? ನೀವು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಕ್ರಾಕರ್ಸ್? ಸರ್ ನೀವು? You just look at here. What are the rating now? ಏನ್ ಬರ್ತೀರಿ ಈಗ ಲೈಕ್ ಡೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಓಕೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಫೈನ್ ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ಅ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಅ ಹೋಲ್ ಡೇ ಎಂಟರ್ ಡೇ ಎಸ್ಟರ್ಡೇ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಡ್ ಯು ರೈಟ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಕರ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ದ್ರ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರ ಲೈಕ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ರೀಸನ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಿಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಯು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅನ್ಸಲ್ವಾ ದೆನ್ ವೈ ವಾಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಓದಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಓದ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಓದ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಓದ್ತಿದ್ದೀರನಪ್ಪ ಯಾವ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಓದಿರಿ ಏನು ಓದಿರಿ See, obviously, if I get, if I ask too many questions, someone will, nervous ಆಗ್ತೀರಾ ಅಥವಾ like someone may feel depressed. But it is a harsh truth, right? You have to study, but if I say everything, then what is the use of classes and everything? I don't know what I'm doing also. I don't know what you guys are also doing. Okay, it's fine. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Okay, ಈ article ಓದಿದ್ರಾ only? Have you read this article? Okay. Oh, what about this article? Sharing resources, fishermen from both sides of the Park Bay must meet to resolve the disputes. What is the article about? India, Sri Lanka? Fishing issue after the Okay, what are the things you know about India Sri Lanka relations? What do you know? ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಶ್ರೀಲಂಕಾ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಮತ್ತು ಶ್ರೀಲಂಕಾ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ what are the things you know about India Sri Lanka in general also you can say see this is what happens alla when you're writing for IR answers you have to write about at least few points you ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತಾನೆ almost ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ what are the things you know about India Sri Lanka please loud ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿ all students are ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ what do you know about India Sri Lanka relations any points which you can remember you don't even know one point
Sir, historically and mythologically, we have
okay,
a
very good historical and mythological perspective on that. Okay, what else you have like know about India Sri Lanka relations?
Many Tamilians have migrated to Sri Lanka.
One thing is Tamilian relations abara ಅದಕ್ಕೆ there is more of Tamil people. Okay, ಅದೊಂದಾಯ್ತು ಮತ್ತೆ next ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಚಾಯ ತಮಿಳ್ದು ಓಕೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು
LTT ಪ್ರಭಾಕರನ್
LTT ಟೆರರಿಸಮ್ ಅದೊಂದಾಯ್ತು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಏನಿದೆ
ಇವಾಗ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಕ್ರಾಶ್ ಆದಾಗ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ವಾಸ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ದಮ್ ವಿತ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್
ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಶ್ರೀಲಂಕಾ ಫೇಸ್ ಕ್ರೈಸಿಸ್ ವೈ ದೇ ಫೇಸ್ ಕ್ರೈಸಿಸ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕ್ರೈಸಿಸ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದವರು
Organic farming. They shifted to organic farming due to that economic crisis.
Yeah, good. ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಯು ನೋ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಶ್ರೀಲಂಕಾ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಕಚತಿ ವೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಇದೆ ಓಕೆ ದಟ್ ಐಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು whom Sri Lanka but earlier it was India so it was given to Sri Lanka by India okay Kachati Island okay what else you discuss what else you know are they part of any other organizations or any are they part of SARC is it part of SARC is it part of BIMSTEC SCO meeting ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಾ ಶ್ರೀಲಂಕಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಶ್ರೀಲಂಕಾ ಇದೆಯಾ SCOದಲ್ಲಿ is it a part of Sri Lanka is part of SCO see in generally also you can write at least few points regarding India Sri Lanka relations India Sri Lanka relations one thing if you talk about India Sri Lanka relations historically or mythologically there is a connection between India and Sri Lanka that is the point number one the second point is see where is Sri Lanka located here that means strategically is very much important to India if tomorrow if China comes and sits here it is a threat to India that is the point number one other one more port which is in news which port China is controlling here which port anybody online which port China is controlling in Sri Lanka please loader like it's fine I don't scold anyone if you are saying the wrong answers also it's fine at least I wanted to speak say something which port ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ Hambantota ತಾನೆ. So they are controlling Hambantota port ತಾನೆ. They are controlling Hambantota port. Correct, huh? So see, just imagine, Alva, like when you're writing your answer, these are the points you can write by yourself. You don't have to remember everything. So generally also you can generate some points. Where Sri Lanka is situated here? It is a security threat only. If China comes and sits here, it is a security threat to India. So that's the point one. Security issues, security gear. One more is trading. Since it is very close to India, we can trade more. Okay. Then mythological perspective also here. Mythological. Okay. Then what else? Cultural ties also is there, correct? Cultural ties. Because more Tamilian people are staying here. What else? One more is fishermen issues. Yeah, the fishermen issue. What is the issue they are facing? Okay. What is the one thing they use? See, what's happening on here, right? See, every country or this country has some zones around it. Okay, na? Either country, this is the ocean part, and to some extent, these countries control this ocean part. That is called as exclusive economic zone. Exclusive economic zone. Economic zone. That means till here, these countries will have control. Okay. If you observe here, India and Sri Lanka are always here. So, exclusive economic zone EEZ. Exclusive economic zones of India as well as Sri Lanka is overlapping. Okay. Astu dura illa, so they are overlapping. So what will happen? The fishermen will cross this exclusive economic zones and they may enter the Sri Lanka border. And these people may come to this side. So people obviously they'll arrest them. Okay, that is the one issue. The second thing is bottom trawling. Bottom trawling. Have you heard this term? Gota? Bottom trawling under? You know what they do? Instead of catching the fish, like you know what they will give a, like they will catch the entire fishing from the bottom sea. Okay, sea bottom in the they try to catch the fish. What happens? What? ये number increase होता है. Okay. What do you know about bottom trawling andre? All your students, what do you know of bottom trawling andre? Bottom trawling. Okay. What happens because of bottom trawling? Alva. ಮತ್ತೆ what else? Corals. It may affect the corals also. It may affect marine ecosystem also. Correct, alva. So this is going to affect the long-term fishing. This is a practice which are being done by the Indian fishermen. They practice this bottom trawling. So it is a threat to Sri Lankan fishermen. So there is a conflict between these two things. Okay, that is the one thing you have to remember. Then what is the other thing? One more is Kachativu Island. Earlier it was belonged to India, so later it was gifted to Sri Lanka. Now the people start fishing in this zone, and Sri Lanka will arrest them. That is the one thing issue. See, there are multiple issues we can think of by yourself only. Kachativu Island is the issue there. One more is fisherman issue. One is we have a cultural ties because there are more Tamil people also there. At the same time, they are facing discrimination also in Sri Lanka. Okay, because they speak Tamil or like they speak Tamil and the other speaks like Sinhalese is something, Okay, they speak some different language and there's a trading opportunity also. At the same time, security issue also is there because China is controlling the Hambantota port. Are you getting it? So these are the points you can generate by yourself. Okay, this is a talk. This is about this article. Okay, they are talking in general. They're talking about the fisherman issue. They're talking about only one issue. But I took different issues, multiple issues like this. There are multiple issues with respect to India and Sri Lanka and multiple perspectives also you can think of. Okay, that is the point. What about this article? Okay, there is one more term here. Coming. Greenfield project. Okay. Have 8,000 students. What is the meaning of greenfield project? Online. ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಥವಾ ಮಲಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ. Anybody? Huh?
From scratch they start.
Scratch they start. ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆ ಏನಿದೆ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್? ಯಾರ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಬೇರೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ?
So two types of projects are greenfield and brownfield. Brownfield mostly related to widening of roads.
Widely?
Roads related to existing roads na hege better madudu, development of
Okay.
roads. Whereas greenfield is construction of more infrastructure projects in the country.
Fine. See, greenfield is when I'm starting a new project. Okay. When I'm starting a new project from scratch. Okay. That is called as greenfield project. Example, if I'm building a new airport, if I'm building a new port, that is called as greenfield project. That means I am building a new infrastructure. It is not existing, but I'm building a new infrastructure that is called as greenfield projects. Okay. Then there is something called as brownfield projects. Brownfield projects. That means I am developing it. It is already existing. Example, airport is existing, but I am expanding. Maybe I am adding one more runway. Or there is a port existing, but I am updating it to handle more cargo. That means if I am working on an existing project, that is called as brownfield project. If I am working on a new project, that is if I am starting a new project, if I am building a new airport, if I am building a new road, that is called as greenfield project. Okay, this is the things you have to remember. Okay, that is about, okay, this is about on some airports, safety and all. Okay, it is not that much important. Okay, this one is very important. Okay, Iran-India ties. Okay, what do you know about Iran? Where do you see Iran? Online students, please communicate ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಿ. What do you know about Iran? Do you know where it is Iran? Which continent? Europe continent. Europe.
Asia, sir.
West Asia.
ಕ್ಯಾಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಯುರೋಪ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಯುರೋಪ್ ಇದ್ರೆ US doesn't have any problem with Iran then. Okay, what else you know about Iran? ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತು ಇರಾನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ?
Caspian Sea.
ಹೇಳಿ.
Geographically Caspian Sea.
Caspian Sea. Okay, good. What else? All rich country. Very good. ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ? ಹಮಾಸಿಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Okay. Then okay, what else you know about Iran? What else you know about Iran? ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ? ಬೇರೆ ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ? ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ? ಅಲ್ಲ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ನೋ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ನೋ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅದ್ರೇನ್ ತಪ್ಪಿ ಸರಿ ಅಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ವಾಟ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಯು ನೋ? ವಾಟ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಯು ನೋ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಅಂಡ್ ಇರಾನ್ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್? ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಹಿಸ್ಟಾರಿಕಲಿ ಪರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ದೇರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅ ಟ್ರೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ ಐಸೋಲೇಷನ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇರಾನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್? ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆ? ಗುಡ್. ಬೇರೆ ಏನಿದೆ? Are they part of any organizations, Iran? Are they part of BRICS? Iran part of BRICS? ಆಯ್ತು, ನಾನು ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. The BRICS summit boasts the India Iran ties ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Okay, what else you know about Iran? Why do we need Iran? Iran ಆಗ್ತಕ್ಕೆ ಇದೇ ಬೇಕು.
Imports crude oil. India imports.
Okay, one thing is to import crude oil because we are a oil poor country, so we have to import crude oil. So Iran is rich in oil, so we can import the crude oil. That is the point number one. Okay, for energy security we need Iran. What else? Why do we need Iran?
We have the port.
Very good. One is we can control the port. At the same time, one for is we have the infrastructure projects. You said something, Kumar, ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ರಿ ನೀವು?
ಅದೇ ಸರ್ ಟು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಯುರೋಪ್ ವಯಾ ರೋಡ್
Ah,
ಅಂದ್ರೆ
yes,
ಇದು
good.
IMC ಕಾರಿಡಾರ್ ಆ ಥರ.
Open what map? I can open maps here. Maps. See, mapping alla tumba important irutte, as like you have to write maps for your answers and all, for IR, especially for IR answers or for any other answers, you have to write maps. So first thing is we have to know like what's the location of the Iran, and then we'll get to know like what are the importance of Iran for us. Okay, if you observe, where is Iran here now? So if you observe, this is India, Indian Ocean part, and this is Iran part. What is this sea called as? This sea. ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ? Can I write on this? ಇದು ಬರೋದನ್ನ ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ how to write on this? ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬರಕ್ಕಿದೆಯಾ? ಇದಾ? Oh, okay. See, India is here and Iran is here. What is this? ಕಾಣ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? Okay. This is called as Persian Gulf. Okay. This is called as Persian Gulf. Okay, ಇದು ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. What is this strait called as? Strait of? What is the meaning of strait? This is called as Strait of Hormuz. What is the meaning of strait? Correct. Honest students, ಯಾರು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? What is the meaning of strait ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ? Honest
Narrow
students.
water between two land bodies.
Okay. See, it's a narrow strip of water body which is connecting two other water bodies or separating two land masses. That is called as strait. Why do we have to focus on these straits? Why they are important? Straits. Okay, trade. Why they are important? Straits. Correct, alva. So if I control this strait, alva, if I choke, if I block this strait here, then I cannot access this color. I cannot access this place. Similarly here also, which is this strait called as? Which is European ಆಗಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ ಮ್ಯಾಪಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ನು ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ತಾನೆ ಓಕೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಫೈನ್ ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ as Bob L Mandel. See, please remember this, these are very, very important. Bob L Mandel, which is what is the sea called as? Red Sea. Then what is this strait? What is canal? Suez Canal. See, just remember these things who are newcomers. See, this is Indian Ocean. This is Indian Ocean. Okay. Again, we come here. Again, this is called as Gulf of Aden. This is Strait of Bab el Mandeb. Again, we go to Red Sea. Again, we have Suez Canal here. Then this is Mediterranean Sea. Again, we go to this is Turkey part, and again we go to European part. If you want to trade something, what we have to do? We have to come here. Then we have to take this path. Again, we have to go and we have to trade here. Okay, now what we are planning is we are planning to build a port in Iran through which we want to connect to like European part. Okay, that is the one thing what we are doing. So why do we need? See, since Pakistan is not allowing to cross it, that means they are not allowing to trade. So if you want to connect to these countries, if you want to connect Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan or Tajikistan, we don't have any path, we don't have any infrastructure projects, we don't have any roads to meet these countries. So what we are planning is we are planning to connect to these countries and to European countries using Iran. So Iran becomes very important on India. So Iran becomes very important for trading purposes or to connect with these countries. Okay, that is the point number one. The second point is I told you in the last class that there is one project here China is doing it. What is that project called as? ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಾ? Are you guys revise ಮಾಡಿದಾರಾ? CPEC ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಾ? China Pakistan Economic Corridor. ಯಾರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು? China Pakistan Economic Corridor, which goes through this China and POK and here Pakistan. And this which port they are controlling? ಯಾವ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನದಲ್ಲಿ?
Gwadar.
Gwadar port. They are controlling Gwadar port here. China is controlling Gwadar port in Pakistan. So it is a threat to India. Correct? So what we are doing is we are developing one port here. That is called as which port? Chabahar port. So we are developing Chabahar port or in Iran. So we can look at like Gwadar port very closely. So we can check on it. Correct, alva? So one point is, so we have a security issue to control the Chinese activities here. The second point is we need Iran to meet with these countries. Why do we have to worry about these countries? What are they rich in? They're rich in minerals. Okay, na? These Central Asian countries, these are called Central Asian countries. They are rich in minerals. Okay, they're rich in minerals. So if you want to trade with these countries, if you want to import their minerals, we have to connect with them alone. So that is the point where we need Iran. Okay, yeah. I'll repeat again. So this is a part Iran, again Persian Gulf, Strait of Hormuz, Strait of Bab el Mandeb, Red Sea, Mediterranean Sea, and Suez Canal. If India wants to connect with Europe or any other countries, they have to take this path. Okay. So there is one corridor called as China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which China has developed. Okay, and they're controlling Gwadar port here. Similarly, India has developed Chabahar port here to trade with these Central Asian countries, at the same time to meet Russia and other European countries. Okay, this is a point where you have to focus on. One is security concern is there. Second thing is connectivity. The third point is crude oil, because they're rich in crude oil. So we can import them. Okay, that is the point two. At the same time, gas also, gas pipeline is also there. So we are not developed it, but we are also focusing on importing the gas also from Iran. What else? What are the problems of Iran? ಗೊತ್ತಿಂಗ್ Iran ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? basic stuff. So we need connectivity and other things. Okay. And the second point is, one more point you can remember is, Iran is part of what? Iran is part of BRICS Summit. Iran is part of BRICS. So there also we can work together. Okay. That is there also there. At the same time, is Iran part of SCO? Shanghai Cooperation.
It is a dialogue partner.
Is it part of SCO? Yes, Allah. So recently joined SCO also. That means there are two platforms where we can communicate with Iran. So there also it becomes very important. So to work together, Iran is also very important. Okay, that's the point number 3. What is the point number 4? ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆ think ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? If you talk about this, Pakistan or Afghanistan, if you talk about Iran, what do you think common here? Maybe here, ಬೇರೆ ಏನ್ ಕಾಮನ್ ಕಾಣಬಹುದು ನೀವು? ಹೇಳಿ please. Islamic countries, good. Then what is the other issue? Can I say terrorism? Correct, alva? There is a cross-border terrorism between this Pakistan country, at the same time Taliban here. At the same time, there are some other organizations in Iran also. So what we can do is, we can work with Iran to counter terrorism, alva? We can work with Iran to counter terrorism, which is happening in Pakistan or Afghanistan. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು? One is there Islamic countries. Okay. The second point is they are, there is a terrorism activities, activity happening in this part. So that we can counter them using Iran alva, counter terrorism activities. Okay. What are the other point? Do you know about this, sir? Like half moon thing?
Crescent.
What is it? ಕೇಳಿದಿರಾ? Golden triangle ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Golden triangle comes here. Golden triangle ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. This is called as golden crescent. What is it? Okay, ಕಾಡಲ್ಲ drugs ಗೆ ಅಥವಾ afim productions, drugs. So these northeastern part and these Punjab and these parts, they are very prone to drug smuggling and all, because they are close to, this is called as golden crescent. Golden crescent and golden triangle. Golden triangle. They are known for drug smuggling. Okay, drug smuggling or film production, etc. So from these countries, there is an illegal smuggling of the drugs to India. Okay, from here also. Don't you think if we cooperate with Iran, India and cooperate madidre, can we control this drug smuggling? Correct alva? See, these points alla, he points kuda article illalla. So my intention is to give a overall perspective aste. So I am saying, so first read the article by yourself, then come to the class, then you'll get to know like what are things we are discussing. And just I am saying everything and it is of no use. See, if I am saying everything, then it's of no use. See, please read the article before coming to the class. Then only you'll get to know what is the importance of it. ಇಲ್ಲ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ. Okay, it's fine. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು. One is Chabahar Port connectivity, and there is one more corridor we have to remember here is there is one corridor called as north-south corridor. North-south corridor. What they're planning is they're planning some road constructions to connect these countries from Russia again to Iran, again to trade with India. That corridor is called as north-south corridor. Okay, that thing also you have to remember. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು. India, Iran, we can import the crude oil. The second thing is we can counter terrorism here. And the third point is we have to connect to other Central Asian countries. At the same time, European countries, we are developing Chabahar port. At the same time, is a security concern. Security concern is there. At the same time, they are part of golden crescent and golden triangle, golden crescent. So we can work together to control drug smuggling also. We can counter terrorism also. At the same time, they are part of SCO. They are part of BRICS. So where we can work together. Artha ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. This is the whole comprehensive part. Okay, these parts are you can generate by your own. So what you have to remember is first you have to remember the location of it. Where is located anta. Then you will get to know some of the points. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? This is a major thing. Okay. Any doubts here? Honest students, any doubts ಇದೆಯಾ really? ಯಾರು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ. Okay, this is the one thing. Okay, work on TB. What's the meaning of TB? TB ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? And do you have any initiatives to TB ಅಂತ? Initiative ಇದೆಯಾ TB ಗೆ? What is the initiative?
Nikshay.
Very good. Nikshay Poshan Abhiyan. Okay, Nikshay Poshan, Nikshay portal. Okay, those things are to control the TB. Okay, when are you planning to end the TB in India? In which year? 30 na 25?
25.
25 30 na? 25 we are planning to end TB. So work on those things also. What are the initiatives to control TB and those things? Okay. Work on these things. What is this mission? Aditya L1. Aditya L1 mission. To study the sun. What else you know about Aditya L1 mission? L1 na? L1 na L2 na? L1 na? Okay, good. What is language point? Potential question. Okay. Good, good. ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಲಾಂಗ್ ರೇಂಜ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇದೆ?
4.
4 5
Five, sir.
5 ಅಲ್ಲ?
Sir,
Where they
5.
located? ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? Any basic idea? Where is L2? ಮೇಲ ಹಿಂದೆನಾ ಪಕ್ಕಲ್ಲ? See, if you observe majorly, 4 language points located between India, like India, Sun and Sun and the Earth. Alva. In one L2 point is located behind, India. Like Earth. Like, okay, it's fine. Okay, so please remember those things. Okay, IIT L1 mission. What are the objectives? Okay, and which rocket are use ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ? At the same time, what are the mission objectives? ಎಷ್ಟು year ಇರುತ್ತದು? ಎಷ್ಟು year ಇರುತ್ತೆ? How many years it will be functioning? ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? How many years they're planning? So those things also you have to focus on. This is very important mission for your KPSC or UPSC also. Aditya L1, which rocket they have used? C50, C55 ಅಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವ ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಲೈಕ್ ಲಾಂಚರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ? At the same time, what is the mission objectives ಏನದಕ್ಕೆ? What are the payloads? Those things you have to focus on. At the same time, you have to work on language points. Language points, what is the meaning of language points and how many points are there? Okay, those things also you have to work on. Okay, very important. Aditya L1 mission. Okay, then this one also very important. First Asian Buddhist Summit in New Delhi from tomorrow. Why do we have to focus on Buddhism? I mean to say in IR perspective. What do you know about Buddhism? Ready?
Soft power, sir.
Very good. One is soft power. Okay, soft diplomacy ki use ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, what else? One is soft diplomacy means we can connect alva. See, Buddhism is is a major religion in South countries. What are those countries called as? South Asian countries are like Southeast Asian countries. Example, Nepal, Southeast ಬರುತ್ತಾ?
Myanmar,
Thailand, Myanmar, Burma, Bhutan,
Sri Lanka.
ಶ್ರೀಲಂಕಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಬುದ್ಧಿಸಂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆಯಾ? Okay, it's fine. See, but so what he meant was like it's a part of soft diplomacy, right? It's a part of soft diplomacy. That means we are extending religion to to connect with the people and to improve trade on people to people relations and everything. So those things also very important. Then there is one more very important article here.
US elections are important, sir.
US elections, it is not that much important. Like, what do you know about US elections? No, this one. What are the challenges faced by Indian cities? Okay. What do you know about urbanization? which paper you have to get about topic? ಯಾವ paper ಬರುತ್ತೆ urbanization, sir? Urbanization is problems and challenges. Which paper? 3. Okay, 3. ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? In which paper you get about urbanization questions? In which GS paper? Urbanization, challenges. 3. What? Any other papers? Syllabus copy ಇದೆಯಾ? Syllabus copy ಇದೆಯಾ? Please always carry a syllabus copy within your hand. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಜೊತೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, because you are not remembering things. GS1 ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ. Honest students, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ urbanization problems? ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Urbanization and its challenges. In which paper we get this topic? Come on. ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಜಯಶ್ರೀ ಕಾವ್ಯ ಮೋಹಿತ್ ಯಾರ ಇದ್ರ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ವರ್ಷಿಣಿ ವಿನಾಯಕ್ ಸವಿತಾ ಸ್ವಾತಿ ಪ್ರಣತಿ ನಿತ್ಯ ಮೋನಿಕಾ in which paper you get urbanization problems GS paper ಏನಿದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ what do you have that word urbanization its challenges see if you are facing this kind of difficulty and how do you make notes see it comes in GS1 GS1 also it's there in GS3 also you may get part of DM or any other subjects even in geography also you can get but in GS1 there is a specifically they have mentioned about urbanization and other challenges correct ಅಲ್ಲ in GS1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿ ವೈ ಏನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ರಪ್ಪ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ ಸಿ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಪ್ಪ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಓಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಫೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ and you guys look at your cell phones and you get like write something and you don't guys make 800 content ಏನಕ್ಕೆ you can get a entire day you can study there but this class is for Lego no I am teaching something here Mohit I have to call up names so please don't make do it okay see what is the problem you are facing any problem ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ನ see these are the major issues ತಾನೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ see I am ಇದು ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ like I am forcing everything ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ನನಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಬಟ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಯು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ನೋ ಲೈಕ್ ಹೌ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವೇರ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಿಚ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ urbanization is part of GS so when I am making notes for GS1 part then I have to make a part of notes on urbanization challenges correct alva we have to make static notes for every mains topic whatever syllabus you have in okay ಏನು keyword syllabus ಇದೆಯೋ you have to make notes at least 2 pages of notes on every keyword in your main syllabus ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ತಾನೆ so if you don't know the syllabus how can you make the notes and how can you update these kind of things this is very important article especially they're comparing urbanizations in the western areas western countries at the same time in India what's happening in India and why we are facing difficulties with respect to urban planning and all and why the western countries are like very good at planning in like cities and all very important article that too like it takes hardly 5 minutes or maybe hardly 3 or 4 minutes to read this article and if you have to update your notes about this article then you have to know about syllabus right where you have to write that notes if you make it randomly then it's of no use you have to make subject wise or you have to make paper wise notes or you have to make at least subject wise society barutte problem idu so we have to make society urbanization problems so you have to make notes there in 2 pages you make your static part at the same time you can update your notes this current affairs part then you can update in your notes that is how you have to prepare your notes alva I don't know what's the problem your guys are facing ಅಂತ ನಂಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಏನಾದ್ರು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ಲೈಕ್ ಆರ್ ಯು ಗೈಸ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ see don't wait for everything to be done in the class you have to take on your own this there is no spoon feeding here it is not like a degree exam ತರ ಅಲ್ಲ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ where everything will be taught in the class and they give like questions ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರನ್ನೇ and everything will be in the notes and you study and you go and vomit it there it is not like that here you have to think you have to analyze you have to give your own inputs to it you have to give your own perspectives you have to give life to your answers it is not like that degree class ತರ ಅಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದು ಸ್ಪೂನ್ ಫೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಯಾವುದು ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ you have to take on your own you have to take initiatives on your you have to make notes ಮಾಡಕ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ obviously you make mistakes you do mistakes and learn from those mistakes again you make the notes again you concise your notes again you start revising it you start writing your answers I don't see any of these things see these are the things which is essentially for to clear the exam at the end of it correct alva like am I saying something differently ಏನಾದ್ರು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು am I being very harsh I don't think my face suits that harsh ಅಂತ but have to say few things because when you can't say urbanization that keyword is exactly there in GS1 paper if you can't say it ante then I don't know it's been 1 year ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋ preparation start ಮಾಡಿ then I don't know what you guys are doing it up please get in line get in your preparation path ಕನ್ನಡ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಂತ okay it's fine okay see there are few things I have to discuss time ಆಯ್ತು ಸುತ್ತ time ಆಯ್ತು What is the meaning of urbanization? Urbanization. What is ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ? What is history? What is history ಆಗಿದೆ ತಾನೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? What is the meaning of industrial revolution? ಎಲ್ಲ industrial revolution. Europe ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Okay. What else you know about industrial revolution? What do you know about industrial revolution? What do you know about industrial revolution? ಯಾಕೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಆಯ್ತು industrial revolution? Why it happened in England only, or why it happened in Europe only? Anybody online? See, these guys are sitting here, so they're getting my harsh words. Maybe you guys are sitting at your home and you're not understanding this thing. So please communicate. I am saying for everyone. See, please try to attend the offline classes, okay na? Online attend ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? Online, if you are if you have any issues particularly, then you can attend classes. But I suggest you to attend offline classes. Don't think it's a waste of time. ಅನ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂತ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಎಸೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು ಟು ಕಮ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅಟ್ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ವೈಸ್ ಎ ವೀಕ್. I don't. But okay. Okay? Why it happened in Europe only? What is What is recently it happened alva? Why it happened in Europe? Revision ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಇದಲ್ಲನೆ ಅತಿ ಅನನ್ಯ ಇವು ಹೇಳಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಏನಕ್ಕಪ್ಪ ರವಿ ಅಲ್ಲಾಕಪ್ಪ ಆಯ್ತು? ಆಲ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? ಜಯಶ್ರೀ, ಮೋಹಿತ್, ಮೋನಿಕಾ, ವರ್ಷಿಣಿ, other students, why industrial revolution happened in Europe only? Why not in India? Why not in Africa? ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ.
Due to technological advancement, invention
one
of
point is because of technological advancement, because of some inventions, okay, of mass production ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Next, what are other issues? What are other things which led to industrial revolution in Europe?
India and South Africa are basically agrarian countries, so we were not so industrialized or so used to the technology.
Okay, they're agrarian countries. Okay, what else?
Occupied the colonies.
Very good. Is one point is because of colonies. From colonies, they got the cheap raw materials. And once he said, like, there was some invention which happened in European countries regarding like producing the goods at a very mass scale. So they got raw materials from the colonies, especially Africa, India, these countries. They got the cheap raw materials. So these are the major reasons for industrial revolution in European countries. See, what they are saying is in the article. See, if you observe Bangalore, or if you observe any other major cities in India, we face problems. We face problems of slums. We face problems of infrastructure. We face problems with drainage and all. So that means in Indian cities, or especially in global south. What is the meaning of global south? Have you heard this for global south anta? Global south, global north. Anybody? Have you heard this term global south? Global south.
Developed countries.
Developed countries, sir. See, global south developed countries are kadama. Correct alva? They are less developed countries. Okay, this is my word map. Okay, it is not an actual word map. This is my word map. See, this is a word map. So there is one line which goes something like this. Okay, excluding this something like this. So if you observe this, what do you observe? If you divide the word map into two parts, what do you observe? What are the countries which come here? Which countries will come here? This is part of global south. Global south. This is global north. What contrast you observe between these parts? Russia comes here and European part. At the same time, here we have the North America, Canada, and USA. What are the difference between these two and these countries? What are the difference between these countries? What difference there? Here we get here we get Asia, we get Global South. See, ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ಸೌತ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಬರೋದು ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ನಾರ್ತ್. See, even I can't be right sometimes. Even I can go wrong. Thanks. It's part of global south. So, correct ಆಗಪ್ಪ. You should understand ತಾನೆ ಅದನ್ನ ತಪ್ಪಾಡ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ನನಗೆ. Okay, this is global north and this is global south, obviously. So what contrast you observe between these two things? ಏನು observe ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ contrast? One is correct alva. This is part of developed countries. Usually they are developed countries. Example, we have Russia here. We have European countries. Again, we have North American countries. They are more developed when compared to global south countries, especially in Africa or South America or Asian countries. That's the point one. What the other thing? Why they are less developed? Why they are less developed? Correct alva. So they are the former colonies. They are former colonies. Correct alva. These African countries or even in India, Pakistan or other South Asian countries or even in South American countries, they were colonies alva. They were colonies. Earlier they were colonies and they got independence. Like in the last 70 or 80 years, they got independence. Correct alva. So they are not able to develop to a large extent. So, but these global north countries, they are the they are the colonizers. So they are developed in a very large extent. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? So this urbanization problem ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, urbanization problems or urban cities problems or urban planning is very poor when compared to in global south countries. Why? Because in global north or in this European part, because of industrial revolution ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂತು urbanization problem ಆಯ್ತು. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು? After industrial revolution, this led to urbanization. Okay, first industrial revolution ಆಯ್ತು, then they got more industries, then it led to development of cities. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? In global north countries or in European countries, first they had industrial revolution, this led to development of cities. Okay, but in global north but in global south countries ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, that is poverty driven urbanization. Poverty driven urban centers. That means it is not happening because of industrialization. It is not happening because of development. Urban cities or cities development in global south is not happening because of development. It is happening because of poverty driven migration. That means in village areas there is a poverty, so they start migrating to urban centers. Because to look for jobs, they migrate to urban centers. Because of poverty driven urban migration is there in urban areas of global south. So this is leading to what? This is leading to slums and other problems in urban areas. So this is what they are saying. In global north or in European countries, especially London or New York, other countries, they are very developed. These cities are very well developed. Why? Because industrial revolution. After industrial revolution, then urban centers came into picture. But in global south or in these countries, especially in India, other countries, there is a poverty driven migration, and this led to urban centers, and there is a problem in urbanization problem in India. This is the contrast between global north and global south. This is actually one of the good points where you can write your answers. Okay, na? This is what the article talks about. Any urbanization problem in India? What are the contrast between these two? Then study this article. This is very important. This is very important article, especially for your mains. Very important article. Please read this article and let me know about the crux of it tomorrow. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? Any doubts? All students ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? Global south. See, these keywords are very important. Global north, global south. Why they have to focus on global south? ಕೇಳಿದಿರಾ? Voice of global south. Have you heard this one? Global summit ಕೇಳಿದಿರಾ? Global south summit. Voice of global south. It is a summit which happens for the global south countries. Okay, it is very important topics. We'll discuss it later. Okay, if we get time. So please remember these keywords: global south, global north. Why global south are important? Okay, those things also we have to remember. Any doubts? All students, any doubts? All students.
No, sir.
Please try to revise them and please try to read the newspaper before coming to class. So this is newspaper of 4th alva ಇದು 4th alva newspaper 4th think 4th ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ 5th ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ okay try to read 5th November newspaper while coming to next class ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ students read 5th November newspaper before coming to class and let me know what are the important articles and I'll ask everyone okay to tell me the crux of it. So please read the newspaper before coming to class. Otherwise, it's of no use for you. Okay, thank you. We'll end our class.